Okay, a few days ago I had my Pixel Vision delivered. It's the first chance I've had to really take a good look at it, and I wanted to run through a few points that really make it stand out from other portable games. It comes with instructions, so you can check out these on the website. I'll show in the description, but there's lots of details there about exactly how it works and how the hotkeys work, how your button presses work in the different emulators, what to do, how to charge the battery, that sort of thing. It's from a designer in Sweden called, I think you pronounce it Hulten. I'm sure anyone from Scandinavia could put me straight on pronunciation there, but this is where you can get it from. You've got the website there, www.luvhulten.com, and which comes with a USB charger for the battery that's inside. So to begin with, it's all really quite, the design is almost more of the package than the content, which is the sort of gameplay. There's so much emphasis put on the quality and the build of this. So it comes in a great high quality protective cover here. You can see the clips there. They sound and they feel really good when they shut. They're very firm. It's good high quality all the way around. And there it contains the Pixel Vision. So taking a look at that, you can see it's wooden, it's handmade, it's, as I say, designed by Hulten. He's got them on the website. I think there's a limited edition of, I think it's 500, but you can check that. And the hinge there is basically where the screen is getting its connection back into the base here, where there's a Raspberry Pi, and it's an A+ model, so it's one of the smaller models, but obviously perfectly geared for this sort of emulation on old games. And you can see the clamshell design really sort of taken from the Game Boy SP. It's the same type of design there. And you can also tighten the hinge as much as you want to get the right type of feel on the open and close. I mean, it seems fine as it comes to me, but I know in the instructions it says you can tighten or loosen that to suit yourself. In the back there you've got that USB charger, as well as I think that's the headphone socket, so you can not need to use the built-in speaker. And also here you've got micro USB, and that is where you can load your games, the ROMs. Obviously it can't ship with copyrighted ROMs, so you can add ones that you own yourself. The lanyard's there to actually get access to it, because it's quite flush with the base. And to pull that out, you can see the USB there. Now I think you could, on the base, you could actually undo these screws and get access to the Raspberry Pi and the micro SD that's in there itself. Then you could take a look at the file system and make amends, whether it's to the shader that the emulator's using, or to the front end Emulation Station, or any other changes you could get in there and make it yourself. But again, I mean, this isn't, a lot of the effort on this obviously is the aesthetic and the general sort of look and feel of the whole device rather than purely gameplay, but obviously it does do that as well. So that is to transfer your ROMs on. You don't need it in when you play, but if you put that in the PC, copy the ROMs across, put it in, turn this on, it will transfer across the micro SD. So looking at the case there, you've got the speaker at the front, you can see, and it's clearly geared for the sort of games that you get on a Game Boy, Game Color, or NES, Master System, anything with two buttons really. But these two here are also buttons that you can use and are mapped. I think by default they're effectively the top left and right, kind of like the shoulder buttons you might get, these two. And here you've got two more buttons that you could remap for different purposes, but by default that's a hotkey, and that is, actually checking the manual, 1 and 2 is hotkey and start button. So that's the start button. I think if you hold down hotkey and tap start, that will reset. And there's a few other hotkeys there that you can see down the bottom right. Although I don't know what hotkey and C is, because there isn't a C button, but I'll find out that in a minute. So that one would reset the game. Yeah, so you've got the speaker coming out there. The hotkeys can also, on the up and down, I think it's saying that you can change the volume, so that's how the volume's set. Hotkey, yeah, up and down, reset the volume. The light on the left here is, I think that one was the, let's remember this, 3 and 4, Okay, so the one on the left is power, and then the one on the right is charge. And the one on the right, I think it will go red when it's low, but then it is green. Let's try it now anyway. So you've got the screen here, 3.5 inch LCD. As I said, connected down here to the Raspberry Pi that's below. And if we power on with this button here, you'll see the screen boot up, Raspberry Pi sort of rainbow splash screen, and then you'll get the boot up splash screen, which is Pixel Vision. There we go. And that will go into Emulation Station. That's the front end on this handheld device. You can see there the power lights are on. On the video it might look quite bright green, but it's actually quite a sort of soft yellow. Ooh, pretty close to a soft yellow, I think. Okay, so that's, if I can focus on that there. Okay, we can't find any systems. Okay, maybe I do need the USB in. Hang on, let's try that again. Turn that off. Okay, so I put the USB in. For some reason I thought that did copy across and didn't need to be in. Could be wrong, I'll check that out. Like I say, I might take this off and take a look at the SD card, but obviously it's not necessary. It's quite happy to play games based on that USB in there. So we should see Emulation Station start up, and by default it's shipped with some copyright free ROMs, so you can test it out, and they're sort of based on the Nintendo. There we go, Emulation Station, and there, Nintendo. Obviously the video's gone a bit dark around that, but that's fine for this purpose. You can see the screen there. If I go in that with A, and I get a choice of 4 games, let's go for Battle Kid. And you can see there that the corners, the bezel is kind of rolled there, like a curvature effect, like you might get on an old CRT. I'm just going to see if that hotkey works with the volume. So hotkey and down. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so you can see the curvature effect there. Now you could say that on handhelds we wouldn't necessarily see a curvature effect, but I think with the Pixel Vision, it's so much about the design, really. I think the curvature effect really works well with it because it adds to that retro style and effect. Again, you could always configure exactly as you want by accessing what's inside, but I don't think that does it any harm at all. And by default, it's quite happy to take other ROMs for systems other than NES. You can just, like I say, put them in on the micro SD and play plenty of other ones. You've got the D-pad. It's good quality, hard plastic there. It doesn't feel mushy when you press it. It doesn't just sort of all go in. You can quite clearly feel the up, down, left, right options there. Now whilst I'm here, I might just try one of these hotkeys again. So if I hold down start and press A. Okay, that you might not see that very well. I didn't see that very well, but that's because at the bottom, I think that was a save game. It's using RetroArch as the emulator, so you see yellow text appear at the bottom. Again, I think that's configurable to turn off if you want. But let's just see what that was. That was A. So according to this, hotkey and A and B are load and save. Okay, so I either try to load something or save it. Left and right save slots. Start, quit. Let's try. Okay, so this button here is reset. So in the manual it says it's C, but that's actually the X button is what it means. So hold down hotkey, press X, goes there. Hotkey and Y, what's that? That might not be mapped, let's try it anyway. Yeah, I don't think that's a combination. And then that one should quit the game and start and select. Or start and, sorry, hotkey and select. But yeah, I'll have to check out the the RetroArch CFG and see quite how the keys are mapped here. But I guess you could use your own controller as well if you wanted. maybe. Anyway, yeah, so we're back in the Emulation Station. We'll fire Battlekid 2 up and we'll give it a bit of a go. I've turned the volume, just turn the volume down. There we go. That actually comes up in the corner as well, the retro arch yellow text telling me that I've turned the volume down. See if I can focus on that. Press start. Oh, start. Okay, start. Yeah, you can see the curvature is quite extensive there. Again, that's configurable. I believe this is using a shader by Dave J, and that's a pretty popular one on the Pi. It's quite lightweight, but it has a good CRT effect. It's certainly very, it's great at you know, adding that sort of barrel roll effect there. Oh no, okay, let's try that again. I'll have to load some ROMs on this, so some recognisable games. But there we go. It is a great high quality device that is, oh, didn't want to do that. That is really good to play. Definitely happy with that. Oh, there's my flatmates coming in the room. And you can see from that at the end there, it's really easy to fire up the games, quit the games. It's got the hotkeys already mapped. It's a nice portable device that runs on battery power. Gets several hours out of it. I haven't run it down yet, so I don't know exactly how long that's going to last. But you can also use standard USB battery chargers as well. So if you want some portable power, it's quite happy to accept that. And separately, you can also use the USB charger that comes with it, so you can just put that in the PC. If you want any other examples of ROMs being played on this or configuration setup, just put it in the comments. Or I'm quite happy to do a second video on this, all about the configuration, so you can see the RetroArch configuration that's running on the Raspberry Pi on this. But all in all, I'm generally really happy with the build quality on this. It's really top level all the way around, no faults at all. It's a fantastic portable device, and I think it brings retro home really well. So hopefully this video's helped you see exactly what you get, and check out his website, see what you think, and I'm sure he's got a few left to sell. Thanks.